All right, we are recording, so welcome everybody officially to Power Hour. Glad you're here. It is July 9th, 2018. Hopefully everything's going great. We're about 1/3 of the way through another month already. Isn't that crazy? It feels like we just finished out June and then we're already 1/3, just like that. Boom, through the month. So tomorrow will be that 1/3 mark, and hopefully you all are tearing it up. And actually, I know a lot of you are. Y'all are keeping me extremely busy. Joanne, you have been on fire. David and Tara, y'all been on fire, sending me a lot of folks. Blaine also in Van's organization been sending me a lot of folks. So what I wanted to do, what we're going to do with Power Hour here for the next foreseeable future is I want to really make sure that people are in action. It doesn't matter how much information you have. If you don't put that information into action, it's just not going to matter. That's all there is to it, plain and simple. Good to see you, sir. Welcome back. Mr. Brian Pinso just back from the Landmark Forum, and Ava also just back from the Landmark Forum. Ava, I've talked to Brian, but I haven't got to talk to you. We're going to start off on you. I just want to know, how was the event this weekend for you?
Uh, it was a lot of emotion.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did not realize that I was carrying one of my own for such a long time that it was blocking somewhat into my life with my kids, I imagine. And today was a very hard one to realize that it was. And but I made it.
Good.
I talked to Peggy. She helped me out. And I also had another lady from the Landmark also talk to me. And I'm okay now. I think we're going to be, we'll make it.
For sure. It's a powerful experience.
Yes, I'm not going to give up. No matter how it takes, I'm going to keep doing it until something comes up good, and it will.
Yeah.
Now.
Good for you. I'm proud of you making it through that, and that's an intense training, man. That's not for the faint of heart right there. That
you're right.
Game face on for that whole thing. That's 3 days of bearing your soul. So that's great.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that, Ava. That's wonderful. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So for anybody that's wondering what that's about, there was several people on here. In fact, I would say probably close to half of the people on here have been through some extra training that is completely separate out of what we do in Kyani or Team Fusion. And it is a personal development course. It's called the Landmark Forum for anybody that might be interested in looking into it. I will warn you up front, it is not for the faint of heart. It is not for people that just want to take a little walk in the park. It is for people that want to truly find out what is holding them back and expose that and, for lack of a better term, put a bullet in its head and move forward. So it is a powerful, powerful experience. Ava went through it. Brian Pinso down there as well. And then looking through here, I know Linda's been in the course. I know David Jones, Tara, Sherry, looking through here, Sarah, not Sarah yet, but myself, very, very, very powerful, very powerful. I know Sonia Ho, Sarah Ho have gone to that on recommendations, and just a tremendous number of people have been through that. So if you're looking for another form of personal development and you want to go into what I consider, and I do mean this, probably the most impactful training that I've ever been through, I would recommend that course. I'd recommend that course to anybody that desires to make a massive, massive shift in their way of being. It's pretty powerful stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to call that out and congratulate the folks that made it through that course. 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 13 hours a day. That's 39 hours of training in a weekend. And so when you got up today to go to work, they've been working all weekend and then some. So it's pretty powerful. Okay, let's move on and let's grab our plan on a page. I want to hear from folks that have said that they are all in for July. And if you don't know what all in for July is, I'll go ahead and spend just a brief moment on that for everybody. And what that is that for folks that are ready to take their business to the next level, what we're going to really, really push and focus on is Jades. That's why we're called the Jade Factory. And that's why I wanted to know who was all in for July. And the purpose of that is to follow the process. Trust the process, as my t-shirt says right now. Trust the process, follow the process. Don't try to fix the process. I guarantee you it's not broken. I guarantee you it is dialed in. You just need to get out of your own way and follow what we put in place. So that is what July is all about. My goal is to get 60 people to Jade. That's what I want to do. Right now, we've got 40 people that have identified that they're all in to be able to accomplish this. And I feel that we will bring more people in to be able to hit that. And we will keep pushing for that until we do. And every single time that we have somebody that makes Jade, we're going to celebrate that. We're going to show everybody how we achieve that. And it begins with the plan on the page. The plan on the page for how we operate in our organization is extremely simple. The whole process has been simplified down as far as I have currently been able to see it simplified. So what I want to do is I don't want to just talk about theory. I want to get into actual real life examples of what you all have experienced using the plan on a page. I want to review what you have done. I want to offer adjustments on how you can enhance what you've done so far. I don't want it to be about right or wrong. I could care less about that. I care solely about results. I don't care if you did it right. I don't care if you did it wrong. I care, did you get results? And so just like a golf pro is going to go up there, they're not going to look at you when you swing and you slice the heck out of the ball and go, what the hell's wrong with you? Why did you do that? You'll never hear those words come out of my mouth. What you're going to hear is, okay, good swing. Here's what you did good. Here's what you didn't do so good. Let's review this. Okay, great. And now let's make some adjustments. Hold the club this way, choke up here, put your left foot this spot, and give you those observations so that you can then come up with a new plan and take another swing. That's what it's about. That's how you get better. It's not about getting in your head and wondering, oh, am I going to do it right or am I going to do it wrong? Here's the deal. When you first start, you're going to suck. That's all there is to it. Anything that you've ever taken on that's new, you're not good at it when you first start. As we get older, our willingness to try new things and look silly while not being good at it goes down. That's why people don't like learning new tricks. That's why people that get older get stuck in something called a rut, because you keep doing the stuff that you're doing and that ain't doing a whole lot. So when you do this, you got to first identify the fact that you want more, you desire more. And then after that, you got to actually get in there and do it. And so that's why you're here. That's what you're here for. If you didn't know you were here for that reason, hopefully that's why you're here. If not, you won't be here next time. If it is, you'll be here next time, and you will actually enroll some other people to come along with you and make sure we swell these ranks so that people, here's the deal. You'll notice that our numbers are going to go down for the people that attend Power Hour now. The cat's out of the bag. We're actually going to do stuff. You're not going to get to just sit there and hide. You're actually going to get called on. I'm going to see how you're doing. I'm going to ask you questions. It's going to be interactive. It's not going to be like an episode of Downton Abbey where you just get to watch what's going on. You're actually going to be interactive with it. So with that said, let's go ahead and start up with the first person that wants to share what they've done. I see Mindy's got her hand up, or maybe that's Brian's got his hand up. One of y'all two got your hand up. What you got, sir?
I just wanted to let you know, I mean, Landmark was moving for me, and I've done 25 years worth of personal development. And the big thing that I took away from that is our process here in Keani, what you have developed is the most simplistic system that there is. You have done your due diligence. You have done your time to make this as easy as possible. And what I want to make sure that people get that are on this call is it's not about the system. It's not about the product. It's not about, calling customer service and being on hold for 12 minutes. You guys need to understand the simplicity of what has been laid out from you from Mr. Salji. He is a system man. That's what he does for a living. And what he has done over the last 6 to 8 months is basically handed you a golden egg on a silver platter to boot. Because I know his thought process. When I run into issues, being a businessman, I call Casey. When Casey runs into issues, he calls me. Okay, so what you have to understand is the business experience that he has and his background and my background what has come to fruition to let you guys be able to do what you need to do. Don't fight the system. Let the system work for you. It doesn't get any easier than this. You make the connection and you say, here, you pass the phone and let somebody else do all the heavy lifting for you. And guess what? You get paid for it. Quit making this more complicated than what it really is. People are overthinking this. And what you got to do is just dive in. Don't worry about making a mistake. We know you're going to screw stuff up. Everybody does. I did. Casey did. There's a long list of people that have screwed an awful lot of stuff up. But you can't look at the screw up. You have to look at the long-term vision and your goal. That's what you need to stay focused on. Don't worry about what people think. Let them be losers. Let them punch a clock for the next 25, 30 years when you can retire in the next 3 to 5 years. So this is don't take this personal. When you get no's, that just means they're not ready to change. But you are. You got 8.5 million people in Houston, Texas alone. Your names list should never run out. And that's the big thing that I took away from Landmark. And I've done 25 years of personal training and mentoring and have spent many hundreds of thousands of dollars fixing this little bean up here because that's the most valuable piece of real estate you'll ever own in your life. Invest in it. Listen to Casey. Don't overthink this. Just do what the system is laid out and how it's supposed to be done. And you will make money. Yes, are you going to get your ass kicked? Yes, you are. But if you're not failing, you're not living, and you're not going to climb the ladder of success. You got to look at the failures as just, okay, that person wasn't ready. Don't take it personal. Move on. You've got plenty of selection to deal with in this city. Do not let a handful of people decipher your future. That's it for me. I just wanted to put that in there because, I've been around and built businesses. I've mentored a lot of people. I'm actually flying to Rome, Italy to negotiate a huge business deal with one of the people I've been mentoring for 1.5 years. You got to understand, this isn't about you. It's about everybody else. And when you keep that into consideration, your business will start to grow. Your business is not growing because of the person that you see in the mirror every morning. That's the only reason it's not growing. So, Casey, back to you. Man, I love you. I appreciate everything you do. And you have made this so simple. People just need to understand the simplicity and hop on board and don't worry about the ass kickings or the mistakes. Move on, man. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate your words, man. I really, really do. A lot of great nuggets that you just mentioned in there, and I appreciate the kind words as well. So that's awesome. I'm really glad that you made it through this weekend too. That's really cool. We had some great chat, man. We were up till wee hours in the morning chatting this weekend about some stuff. So it was really great, really great. Awesome. All right, let's dig in. Let's hear I want some experiential training. I want to hear for some people that that are out there in the doing. I want to hear some people that have taken their plan on a page and have taken action on that. So unmute yourself. First one that thinks about it, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me what you've done. And let's dig in and use some examples to not only see what we can do to review you and your actions, but you got to really get this. What we do here, doing it this way, you're going to help everybody that's on this chat channel right now. They are going to take away benefit from your experience and our interaction. So if you're nervous, don't do it for you. Do it for the other 26 people that are on the line right now. So let's hear from somebody.
Hey, Casey.
Hey.
Hey, most everybody on my list I haven't talked to in 7+ years.
Okay.
So I started out on 4th of July and I sent out happy 4th of July to everybody, trying to just get a conversation going. And I did hear from a couple of them, and I've started touching base with them. I've got a dinner scheduled with a bunch of my old classmates when I'm in Indiana next week.
Nice.
And then I saw another old friend that posted about being pre-diabetic and having to lose weight. So I contacted him and told him awesome job on starting to lose weight and do something, and just got a conversation going with him. And now I'm meeting with him on Saturday while I'm up there also. So I haven't brought up anything at all about Keani or anything, but just trying to build rapport again and set up stuff to actually be able to face-to-face with some people.
I love it. What script did you use to be able to have that chat with that person? What was that person's name?
That was Danny.
And what script did you use to chat with Danny?
None.
Cool.
I saw his post on Facebook and sent him a private message and said, man, I haven't talked to you in forever. That's an awesome job on the weight loss. It's great. It's so tough to get motivated. And he just started talking to me. Asked me if I ever happened to get up to Indiana again. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be there Wednesday.
It so happens.
So I got a meeting set up with him and like I said, a few other people. And then I did get a girl that I work with. She has a 2-year-old son that has tons and tons and tons of medical issues. I gave her a sample pack of Sunrise just to see if he likes the taste. The child can eat nothing solid whatsoever.
Wow.
And she's very concerned about nutrition.
Yeah.
So I did hook her up on the wellness page yesterday. So she's looking at that and looking at getting her son on Sunrise so that he can get nutrition. Beautiful. She's also an MLM person, and I think possibly could be a distributor, but I want to work on the son first.
Perfect. And let's be crystal clear on setting the plan for what you're going to do when you get there. Your goal is to identify their desires, their wants, their whys. What are they here for? What are they looking for? Never, ever about what we are going to get them to do.
Right.
Never want to do that. It's about them. And then when we're talking about those concepts and they understand that you've paid attention to them, they've been understood, they've been listened to, and you have empathy for their situation, then you're going to offer if they want a solution to it. And then you are not going to provide the solution other than the conduit to the solution. And that's the
I know a guy.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Do you feel more comfortable in this approach than any other approach that you've taken with this business?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just real.
My big holdback's been, I work, I'm at home. I don't get out. I don't meet a lot of people. And the people that I'm trying to contact, it's been so long that if I just called them up, it'd be, okay, what do you want? Something's up. So I'm just trying to reconnect and go that route. So far, I've got 3 people for sure that I'm going to meet with while I'm up in Indiana.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. That is, tell everybody, comparatively speaking, how much activity is that compared to what you've been doing lately?
It's about the same. I'm just doing it different now.
There it is.
Yeah.
And you're more excited right now than I've seen you in a while.
It's easier.
Yeah. Good. Awesome. Thank you, Mindy. I appreciate you sharing that, and best of luck when you're there, and definitely put me in. Definitely put me in and introduce them to me.
I sure will.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Casey.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. I'm fired up about that. All right. Who's next? Let's keep it going. Joanne, I saw you moving your camera. Why don't you tell everybody what you've been doing? Because you have been on fire.
It's been so much fun. I love your system because I don't have to do anything.
She got it. She got it. Done for you.
Yes.
I'm going to get you to say done for you, bro, before it's over. That's when I really got it nailed down.
I know it took a while, and that's an understatement.
I love it.
I don't know it, but it's an understatement.
No, it's so good. That is so good. And the joy that you've got on your face right now, you got everybody smiling. I love it. I love it. Tell everybody what you've been doing. Give an example or two of, well, shoot, just use today, because there's at least 2 in today, unless you sent me some more since we last talked.
Yeah, I did. I sent you another one. I did. And
Awesome.
And I did another one that didn't want to talk to you, but just wanted the video.
Perfect.
I gave him, the choice, and he opted for the video. So that was another one.
Tell everybody about Seth. Let's start with him.
Okay. Seth works at Kroger now, but I met him.
And just so everybody does it, Kroger is a local grocery store here.
Grocery store. Correct. But I've known him since, I don't know even, Casey, if you know that we had restaurants at one
Yeah,
time.
you mentioned a barbecue. I've learned new stuff via Seth about your barbecue restaurant I didn't even know about.
Okay, so he used to come in. He worked at the movie theater that was behind us, and he would come in and eat. So I've known him for a bunch of years, actually, and now he's moved over here to the Kroger by us, and, I'd run into all the time, and finally I decided to ask, would you like to supplement your income? And he said, absolutely.
So, folks, and we're going to pause right there, and I'm going to break these down as y'all go through these with me, just so I can kind of give some color commentary on tying this back so that it's clear to everyone. Plan on the page. Joanne obviously has her why, her desires. She's got Seth on her list. She knows a little bit about Seth. There's a lot of history there. And she knows enough about Seth to feel that when she wrote his name down, that there was a chance that he would be interested in money. Joanne is very direct. She's very much like me, and we're going to get straight down to brass tacks with every human being we run into. That's just us. And so she went straight for it. Got enough rapport, over 15 years of rapport with this guy, so she doesn't have to sit there and ask how the dog's doing and everything else. She just went straight to it and said, hey, would you be interested in earning additional income? Cool, keep going.
Okay, Trina, and by the way, and he has went back and forth with Casey all day, so that's wonderful.
No, don't keep going on Seth. Keep talking
Okay.
about Seth.
All right.
Tell what you did after that.
Okay, and basically nothing. You've done it.
Well, you had to do something to set it up. I want to get right down into the every single step-by-step piece so everybody hears it. So you had it in your head, and you asked him, said, Seth, you want to earn some additional income. What did Seth say?
He said, yes, he would be interested. And this was yesterday. And he said, tomorrow's my day off. And so he said that would be a good time. And I said, okay. I said, I'm going to set up a 3-way call. And the first thing that will happen is Casey will just text you back and go from there.
And then after that, she set up a introduction chat, copied and pasted the same one that she uses, changed the name so that she didn't send the wrong name, and told a little bit about Seth. And that was it. And then after that, she hasn't had to do anything else. So then I'll pick up and talk about how it went. So she found out if he was serious. He was serious enough to get on the phone and chat with me. I texted him, and I texted Joanne, said, thank you for the wonderful introduction. I said, Seth, it was a pleasure to meet you. And then after that, we found out a time where we might be able to talk. We went back and forth. He was in the middle of doing errands. at first I was like, is this guy interested? You know, I wasn't really sure just because he wasn't really having some great conversation on text message. It was pretty short.
Right.
And so I just kept doing what I do. And I dug in and we found a time where we could talk. And he was available a little early. I got done with my lunch. I contacted him when I was driving from lunch back to the office, and we had a nice short chat and found out about, you know, I built rapport with him as well. Based off of what Joanne had set up, I started having a conversation with the guy too. Find out, how do you know Joanne? Figuring, you know, she said Kroger, grocery store. I figured she just ran into him at the checkout line. No, she's known him for 15 years. So there's a history there. There's a story. He starts chatting about that. Great. And then I said, what is it that Joanne said to you that got you interested in everything? He says, I wouldn't mind making a little extra money. Fantastic. How much money do you want to make? God's honest truth. He says about $300. First he said, I don't want to be greedy. I said, no problem. What's the amount that you'd want to start off making? He said, $300. I said, cool. I said, now tell me what the greedy number is for you. What's that number where you feel like almost bad for making if we made that much money? What's that number for you? $2,500. $2,500 changes his life. $300 makes a huge impact in his life. I tell him, I said, man, you're in luck. Just so happens we got a little organization called the Jade Factory, and that's what we do is we make people a whole lot of money starting with $300. He said, that would be amazing. I have his interests. These are the things I do. Joanne just said, hey, you want to talk to my guy? After I get done with that, he said, yeah, this interests me. What do I need to do next? I said, you need to watch a video. I didn't even sit there and keep telling him the stuff. I sent him to the video for the I Know a Guy. I said, watch that. When you get done, it'll give you a little bit of an overview. The key thing is make sure you're in this thing to watch it all the way through. I'm inoculating. I'm getting him so he doesn't catch the flu. Everybody catches the flu. They have that little terrorist starts talking noise. I'm making sure that that doesn't get a hold of him. That's what I do. That's what that video does. So I did it even more. Then the video did it. Got done with the video. He texts me and he says, hey, can you talk? Sure can. Get on the phone with him again. I'm interested. Can you give me some more information? Can we sit down? I said, we can, but I want you to watch one more video first. You get through this video, you're going to have the information so that a sit down makes sense. I want to get you some basic information so we're on the same page. Sounds good. Send it over. I said, I'll do that, and then you let me know when you're going to be done. When do you think you can watch it? That's what I do. All these extra steps going on, that's not what y'all do. All you do is what Joanne did. It's awesome. That's awesome. Joanne, tell one more on what you said.
Okay, but I got to tell you, finish this one up.
Yep.
At 8:59, he wrote you back, and he said, are you available?
How about that? That's a pretty neat system, isn't it, Joanne? That's a hell of a lot easier, isn't it?
Yes.
How many people do you think Joanne's going to be able to talk to? And it's not like this lady hasn't been talking to people, but we're getting ready to unleash a beast right here. She's getting ready to downshift on this. Every one of you can do the same thing. I have spent maybe 10 minutes on the phone with this guy today. And he's going to get an hour and 44 minutes of some very serious information in an automated fashion. Is everybody going to want that? No. And as Terry wrote here a little bit earlier, if they're not interested in it, that's up to them. Cool. Keep doing what you're doing. If he wasn't interested, guess what? Joanne likes going to Kroger. Joanne likes having somebody sack her groceries for her and run the little scanner thing through. She doesn't like going over to that self-checkout thing, having to deal with that. She'd prefer somebody else do it. It can be Seth, or it can be Seth's replacement when Seth walks away, when we start helping him make it to somewhere between Sapphire and Ruby, and he is absolutely retired for the rest of his life because of that. What do we have to do? We got to help him get 12 Jades in his organization. That's what we need to do to get that man retired. How cool is that? That's awesome. That's awesome. Wonderful news on him wanting to chat some more. Now, here's the deal. Does that mean he's ready to join? I don't know. He might just call me up and say, dude, I watched your video. There's not a chance in hell I'm going to do it. I'm going to still sleep like an absolute baby tonight. For one, I got some great sunset, so I'm going to sleep great. If he doesn't want to join, that's cool. No problem, man. I don't know who you are. That's fine. He's telling me no. He's not telling Joanne no. He's telling me no. So now you get all the rejection out too. That's so cool. I love it. I love it. All right, Joanne, what else you got?
Okay. Now you're gonna laugh at this one. You hadn't started with her yet, but it's Trina Harris,
Okay.
and she delivers the mail. And because I work with Marianne on the digitizing of this
Videos?
stuff, we tend to park in front of the mailbox all the time because we have so many cars. So I always go out to meet her. Okay. And so, you know, I've visited with her. I can't tell you how much I've visited with her. So today I decided to ask her if she was interested in supplementing her income. She looked at me and she said, yes. And I said, well, I know this guy who would be happy to give you all the information about this.
Yeah.
I said, what I would need is your phone number. She sat there and gave me her phone number. She spelled her name for me. So she was interested because she's not going to give it to you if not.
Nope.
Okay. And I said, fantastic. I said, I will set up a 3-way and all you'll have to do, you'll get a text from him. And I said, and then you take it from there. That's what I did.
Pretty easy.
So that's that's more cold calling.
Absolutely. That's about as cold as it gets. It doesn't matter. Like Brian said, there's 8 million people sitting out here. So yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. I love it. I love it. And what's going to happen when you get this down, when you guys get in your stride, you can see Joanne is absolutely in her stride and having a good time. She's going to start doing backflips on her bicycle here in a second. So once you get used to figuring out how this bicycle operates and you see how simple this bicycle is to operate, then there's no stopping you. Then you go out and you sponsor 50-something people like I've gone out and sponsored. There's nothing hard about it when you get that nailed down. Why? Because you're not in your head. It ain't about you. It's not about Joanne right now. It's about, can she help Seth completely change his life? Can she help Trina Harris change her life? If Trina Harris doesn't want to change her life, she's still got to deliver the mail. That's cool. That brings a valuable service, and Joanne's going to appreciate it. And you just talk to the next person. You find out about the next person. She has not made this about her one bit. That's so cool, Joanne. You got me fired up, man. I love it. I love it.
Right. And I also told Marianne, look, Casey said if I send him 20 of them, I'm going to get at least 3 of them in.
Do you have any doubt that you're going to bring in 3 people if you reach out to 20 with this?
Not at all. It's going to be a minimum of 5 to 6.
That's cool. That's very, very cool. And now here's the deal. Let's say that we're way off. Let's say that we're off from that and you got to reach out to 20 more people.
So what?
So what? That's
it's
it.
A game.
That's it. I don't even have to do power hour anymore. I'm just going to turn the mic over. I love it. I love it. That's so good. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate what you're doing right now. That's fantastic. Keep it up. Keep it up. All right. And and we're going to have to end on time because I actually have to speak with Mr. David Jones. He's got one that he set me up on today. Mr. Jones, if you're available, why don't you tell me about a couple, because you're right there with Joanne on sending me a ton of people. Tell me, pick your favorite one and let's share some stories.
So we'll talk about Mr. Tripp. I've actually met with this guy at Landmark.
Wonderful.
He was in the Landmark Forum and and the advanced course with me. So I had an opportunity to speak with him a while, and he mentioned to me that he stopped working at his job and he works with a lot of people for nonprofits, and he wanted to be able to help people out, especially after taking the advanced course. It's all about us. You win, I win, everybody wins. And so I brought up to him, hey, how would you like to make that a whole lot bigger and be able to share that with everybody else? He was like, oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned that he's retired and his disability and he wanted to make more money. And I just simply said, hey, I know a guy. I know somebody that can absolutely help you out. And he wanted me to open up the Pandora box and wanted me to start talking And I said, no. I said,
So
hey,
he
I
was
know a
asking,
guy.
how did he go about asking you? Let's give some concrete on that one if you remember the interaction, because that's a lot of people are gonna have that happen to them. You get them excited, hey, I gotta get you at the guy. They're like, oh, you can fix my problem. Tell me all about it. How did it go with Tripp?
He was like, so tell me, what is it? What are you going to be doing? I'm like, no, you're not. I'm not the expert. I'm not going to ruin this. I said, I know a guy. His name is Casey. He's a great gentleman. He's helped me out in my life, and I'm not going to kibosh it. And I said, if I explain one thing to you, then I'm going to start it off wrong, and I'm not going to do that. And I said, I'm just going to push you off. I'm going to give you to Casey and let him take over. He's like, okay, well, let me get with Casey.
So he didn't have any problem with that. He didn't like, oh hell no, you got to tell me right now, or I'm not talking to him. There was
No,
none.
because I made it to where, and that's where we all mess up is that I know I did, is building that rapport and finding the peak. I said, are you sure about making more money? Are you absolutely sure about that? If you are, I know a guy. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste my time. Are you sure about that? And I solidified it where he literally was eating out of my hand and mad at me because I didn't tell him about it. So that was the difference that I've been able to do, is make sure that, hey, are you serious about that problem? Are you sure about it? And make them beg me to give that information.
Yeah.
And like the minute I sent that text, that 3-way text,
He
was on it like
he wanted a
white as
phone number,
rice.
man. He wanted my phone number right away, and then I reached out, and it was weird, kind of how it kicked off. I didn't really know where he was going with what he said, and I reached out to David directly, and I said, okay, where's this guy at? And then David laid out basically what he just shared with you all, and I'm like, okay. And then the conversation after that just flowed, and we're actually chatting directly at 10 o'clock. So in 20 minutes, I'm going to be hanging up with you all, and I'm going to get on the phone with him, and we're going to find out what's going on and what he's looking for. And I'm going to send him to a video, or if he doesn't want to do the video, I'm going to have the chat with him directly and see where it goes next. That's so good. That's so good. I love it. Give me another example of one that you've been working with.
Another one would be, let's see here. Let's go with Ernie and Nicole. I could go with, or I could go with a person that I haven't able to send over to you, would be Happy Feller. His name is literally Happy Feller.
Happy Feller.
That's his actual
We're
name.
going with that one. I mean, Ernie and Nicole, I care about them, but not as much as Happy Feller right now. So I want to know about him.
Yeah. So Happy Feller, this gentleman, because I travel so much, he's one of the major distribution owners of a company called Teledynamics. And so with this gentleman, he was an ex-football player at UT. He's actually in the Hall of Fame of UT. He is known around Austin, like he's like the mayor that walks around Austin and knows everybody. So I travel to Austin quite a bit. So I've piqued his interest. I've had people ask, about people in Austin who's an actual good handyman. So I've been actually talking to him, not just going at him one time, and just. So I'm familiar with him and told him, hey, when I come to Austin, we're going to sit down and chit chat and know a little bit more. And then I'll be able to virtually pass him off over to you. So just building that trust and building that relationship with him.
That's huge. That's huge what he just said. He's building the trust. He's building that rapport with this gentleman. He knows him, but David senses it that it's not time for that. He hasn't got that personal piece of information out of Happy to know that it's time to be able to get in there and you heard the thing. He hasn't yet heard the thing, or he wants to have that face-to-face, but David is going with his gut. I want you all to go with your gut. I want you to go with that, not your head. There's a difference. Don't go with your head. Go with your gut. Those are two different things. And he's going with his gut, and I love it. That's what should be done. Very good. David, we lost your video. I don't know if you're still there or not. There you are. Excellent. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I'm looking forward. I want to have a chat with this guy based on his name alone. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's good. And I would suggest that with anybody. I mean, when you have that conversation, you have to build that rapport. That rapport is important, because if you don't build that rapport and you guess the wrong peak or you guess the wrong motion, it can mess it all up.
Another key, I hope everybody just heard what he said. You've got to check When you check the box, that's your assumption. You have to validate that. You have to validate that in a conversation. That's what he means by building rapport. You think that they have a deal and they're dealing with whatever. You verify that. Hey, are you still dealing with whatever? And start the conversation. No, man, I got that licked the other day. You got to know that, because otherwise you'd come at this all wrong. And if they're not interested in what it is we're talking about, you're missing the boat here. It's not about them anymore. It's about you. So if you guess wrong, you're going after them for something. They're like, what are you coming at me with this for? You got to make sure you know what the thing is first. Don't just make the assumption and go at it with, hey, you want to fix that thing? No, man, I fixed that long time ago. Means you don't know them. That means you haven't been paying attention, or you missed some information, or you haven't been around in a while. Build that relationship up by asking those. Don't assume anything. You can have assumptions. Don't get me wrong. Validate the assumptions. Don't go in with just keeping them as assumptions. Find out if they're true or false. That's powerful. Good stuff. A lot of good nuggets there, Mr. Jones. I appreciate you, sir.
Anytime.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's move on. Who else wants to share? Maggie. Maggie sounded like she wanted to share. How are you doing tonight?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Wonderful. I appreciate you sending me. You sent me a couple copies. You wanted to make sure it looked pretty and everything. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. How's it going with your plan on a page and action off of the plan on a page?
It's going. I'm still running into problems. I feel like people that I like start talking to, they're always just like I feel like they're just so young that they're like, no, I don't need that, or
need what?
They're like they don't have health problems yet, so they're like that's not really a thing. And then like I try to like see if like they like what they're doing and like if they like what they're going to college for, and they're like, yeah, I love it.
Really?
Like, well, okay.
Cool. So what you need to do is you need more questions to ask them. This is awesome. This is wonderful, because everybody's going to run into this. And there's two things that's going to happen. One is you need to have a set of questions because you feel like there's maybe more there, right?
Yeah.
And when there's more there, you got to have a way to be able to pick at that. You got to have the right questions to ask to be able to dig in further and have more meaningful conversations with them. So I'm going to throw a couple suggestions out there on what you can do in those situations. And these are just random thoughts that are popping in my head over years of doing this so that I can give you a little bit more, some more tools in your tool belt to be able to address this as you're encountering it. So one of the things that I do is when I ask somebody, hey, how's your job? Oh, it's great. So there's very few people on the planet that truly love their job. Mm-hmm. What they've done is that they have gotten themselves mentally in a point where they can deal with it. And they've chosen to just be happy dealing with what they've got so that they're not miserable. And God bless them for doing that. That's a wonderful attribute to have. But when it's all said and done, you still suspect that they probably don't love their job. So what you need to do is you need to reframe the conversation and say, oh, that is fantastic. You know, it's very rare to run into somebody that's enjoying their job so much. Let me ask you, do you love it so much, just random question here, do you love it so much that you would keep doing it even if they didn't pay you?
Mm-hmm.
That's a powerful question. And then see what their answer might be. Yes, I would. Hey, God bless you. That's awesome. You are a part of a very small percentage of the population. So it's not a matter of that. Are they paying you enough money? You might love your job. Are you making enough money? Well, you know, I could definitely do for some more money. One of the biggest ones that happens with is teachers. Teachers love, well, some do, some don't, but teachers love helping other people. They love being able to teach others. They just don't get paid a whole lot of money. And so they might want more money. And so just because they love their job doesn't mean they're not looking for a supplemental way of earning some income. So that's another thing that you might be able to ask them. And there's going to be some others that we got some teachers on the line that know what I'm talking about. And you've also got others that they truly do. They just absolutely love what they do. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. and that's it. That's wonderful. Good. What else is it that's going on in the world? You got to then switch gears to find out some other things. Your assumption that they might want to make more money, but may have been your assumption or not. Maybe you're just fishing. That's fine. You're going on an expedition to find information about them. That's not the thing that they need assistance with. You've got 3 other boxes. You said they're young and they are healthy. They're healthy now. Are they getting, and you can ask them, hey, you feel good. You're young. That's awesome. Do you feel that you're getting all the nutrition that you need so that you continue to feel good? That's a really good question. Do you feel that you're getting all the nutrients from the food sources that you consume right now? Some people, that's just not a thing for them. I remember being in my 20s and I could care less. I'm good, man. I don't need anything. No problem. Not my thing. Not interested in that. Then you can try significance. You can find out, hey, how do you want to put your dent on the unit? Why you love your job working at X, Y, and Z? Are you gonna be remembered by anybody there for doing what you do? Are they putting any statues up about you? Are they writing your name down in some text, in some tome that, people are going to uncover, 200 years from now and go, wow, look at what this person did? Is that even something that an itch that you want to scratch? They might say no. Then say, hey man, you have all the time in the world to go do what you want to do. How many hours do you work a week? I work 37 hours. Cool. You got enough time I got 161 other hours that I get to do kind of, whatever I want. 131 hours I get to do whatever I want with the rest of my time. I'm good. Cool, man. Keep doing what you're doing. High five them and go talk to the next person. There's nothing on that list that they desire. Then you're not going to be able to help them with their desires in this opportunity. That's all there is to it. Be okay with that. That's fine. And it's not a bad thing. Don't treat it as a bad thing. Treat it as they're good. They don't need any assistance. They're fine.
Mm-hmm.
And just move on. It's not a rejection. It's not that they don't want to do it. You have desires that they don't have. That's all there is. Or they found their niche, man. That's their thing. Be happy for them if they've truly found it. Now, most of the time, it's BS. They're just saying those so that they can feel okay with what Burnham catches what I'm saying on that one. It's BS. And when that's the case, just look at him and say, you're good. I had a conversation with a guy today. I had a great conversation with him. We were talking about significance. And he was wound up on money. He was tied up tightly with money. And he said, that part where you say that, the founders don't do it for the money, that's just not something good to be able to say. I said, that's interesting. Tell me how your relationship with money is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of projection going on there. And while he's got me by, he's twice my age. He's more than twice my age. He's been around the block, but I know what drives him by the conversation that he held. It is money. As much as he wants to say it's not, it is. Money's what drives him. So you can figure a lot of stuff out just by listening to people. And when what they say and how they actually are sometimes two different things. So ask the hard questions. Ask those hard questions and ask them in such a way that you're not beating up on them, but you're truly trying to explore and have one of those meaningful conversations with them. So, but Maggie, if you get through and there's nothing that's there, or there's nothing there that they're willing to share, that means they don't really want to fix it. They got it all figured out. You've met people that got it all figured out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't have, I can't say those words, but there's a great quote from a movie, but I'm not going to quote it right now for the free funny. So they don't have everything figured out, bottom line. And you know that. When that's the case, they're not coachable. They got it all nailed down. You keep having it nailed down. You keep being poor. You keep being non-remembered. Or you do have it figured out. You're exactly where you want to be, and that's good. And God bless you. That's honestly, be happy for those people that truly have it nailed down. For the ones that don't and they're just BS them, keep them in your prayers. Reach out to them in 3 months and see if they've gotten their head straight. If they have, cool. If not, Keep doing what you're doing and then just move on. The key to this thing is you are going to have 17 failures out of 20 if you want to consider them not joining you a failure. Not everybody's going to join you in this. That's okay. It's simply a matter of going through enough people, of the right wired people, and you will find the ones that do truly want to transform everything about what's going on in their day. And you've got the conduit for it. So give me another example, Maggie.
Let's see. So there's this lady I work with. Her name is Romanelli, and she always complains to me about what she does, right? So I like brought it up to her and I was like, hey, like I have this really great, or no, I asked her, I was like, well, are you trying to look for a new job? And she was like, I mean, kind of, like I'm kind of content with what I'm doing. And then I'm like, well, then why are you complaining so much about it? And I was like, let you talk to this guy. And then she was like, no, I don't want to talk to him. And then like, like that was it. Like and now she's just avoiding me completely. So
you called her out on her bullshit is what happened. And people don't, when they get caught doing that, they feel stupid. That's all there was. That's what happened on that one. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And you know what? It's a sad state of affairs, but you're going to run into a lot of that. That's why this isn't, a single plan on the page with 5 people and we get 3 out of those 5. That's not the numbers. That's not the state of the human condition on planet Earth currently. That's just all there is to it. The difference is, can you go through more? Can you deal with more Romanellis on the planet? Can you keep going through those to find the ones that were literally on their knees last night praying for something better? Romanelli's not praying for it. She's just bumping her gums so that she can be the victim, so that she can get attention. And then when you actually bring her something, she got to go sulk and hide and carry on. That's not who was looking for something. And you've established that. You saved everybody a tremendous amount of time figuring that out about her quickly. Mm-hmm. That is the goal, is to sort them quickly. It's not to sit there and convince the unconvincible. It is to put them over here, leave them over there for 3 months. They're in timeout for 3 months, and then you can check on them. Or if you know that they go through a life experience between now and then you reach back out to them and say, hey, I know you said before that all's good. I know you've been going through some stuff, or hey, I just wanted to check in and see, it's been 3 months. Is everything hunky-dory and you're still absolutely excited and ecstatic about getting up and coming to work every day? Oh, I'm still good. Cool. I'll talk to you in 3 months. Don't give up on those people. That's a big flaw. A lot of people give up. They light a match to them. They burn that bridge. I wouldn't do that. That's about you then. That's about you being right. And that's not what we're here to be, is right. We are not here to be right. We are here to impact their lives when they are ready to be impacted. And they might not be ready right now. Good stuff. So how many more you got on your list to be able to reach out to, Maggie?
I think 6 more about that I still need to contact. Okay.
So does that mean that you've told me 2, so you have reached out to 12 other people?
Yes. And some of them I'm still just trying to get to talk to, because I haven't talked to them in a really long time.
Cool.
So I'm reporting with them.
Process with them.
Yes. And
Good.
then, but those 2 are honestly the only ones that I've actually got to the point to say something about Kiani. Or found the, not say something about Kiani, but get the, their wealth or health, or if they're interested at all.
Got it. I'm good with that. Now, it's not about you, and this for everybody. I'm not just picking on Maggie here. This is for everybody. It's not about you guys giving me the right answer and what I want to hear. Be cool with it. If you screwed up, own up to it and say, I didn't do it the way that we should have done it. And let's talk about it. Again, not from a right or wrong perspective, but from a how do I get more efficient about this process? That's what it is. First time you walk into the factory, you're not going to build the piece of furniture perfectly like the person that's been there for 10 years. It's not going to happen. If it is, you're a savant, and God bless you. And there are some of those that are on the planet that walk among us. And those are wonderful to watch them go out and blow it up and impact a lot of lives. That's wonderful. But the regular person, the ones that I am interested in helping blow this thing up, why I created the Jade Factory. For every one of us that's just a normal person that puts our pants on the same way as everybody else, it's to be able to go through those steps. And if you didn't do it exactly as described, mention that so that everybody else can hear that. Here, they're not the only ones that have done it perfectly, and know that they're still alive when it's done. They get better, and they go through some more people, and they sort through some more. That's what we're there for. Maggie, how do you feel about the entire process compared to what you have done in the past with this?
I'm liking it. I'm liking having like a whole new list of people to reach out to, just like on a piece of paper. So I like that.
Cool. How do you feel that this is different than how you were doing it in the beginning?
Well, I've definitely had some rough experiences talking to people, so that's taught me some lessons. But as far as it's different, like it's just a new list of people for me.
Good. And that's a really good answer, because this process that we have, the process hasn't changed that much. Now, the technology, if you want to call it technology, this wonderful high-tech piece of paper that y'all have in front of you with some boxes in it, that's the technology. That's really the only thing that's really changed between what we've done. It has been based on the RP3 system for months and months and months and months and months. None of that has changed. This is just a matter of being able to take what we've already been doing and have a nice, simple tool that lays it all out on that simple page. And it allows you to get another list of people, because it just gets in your head that way. So that's fantastic, Maggie. I love it. Awesome. All right. Thumbs up if anybody got any value out of hearing these stories. Okay. Good portion of hands went up. Okay. Good. All right, folks. Well, here, wrapping this up, I'd like for everybody to please reach out and make sure you're taking action. Make sure you focus on the report box. Make sure that you see on the bottom, Tar's been doing it this whole time. Make sure you write down, when you select one of those check boxes, you write down what is the reason why you selected that. That's the key opening statement when you're getting into why you're reaching out to these people to discuss. If you write down check mark for health, you write down diabetes, that's the thing that you have the conversation about. Hey, when it's time to get to that point in the conversation, small talk's done, and it's like, hey, let me tell you why I'm calling you. You still dealing with diabetes? That's how you open into it. And check and see if your assumption is correct. And then you can move on from there. See if they want to fix it and continue on. What I'd love to see everybody do is I want you all to get through 5 of those contacts. I want you all to reach out to 5 of them at least. Now, I'd prefer that you get through all of them by tomorrow night. But to set it out, I want you to get through 5 of them tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow's Tuesday, 5 more on Wednesday, 5 more on Thursday. Hopefully you've already gone through at least 5. So I want you to have been through at least 15 of your contacts by Thursday's power hour, okay? So at least 15 of those, reach out to them and start the conversation. Base it on what you put in the rapport box and continue on from there. Now, if that freaks you out, oh my God, that's 75% of my list. Don't worry. We have more copies of the plan on the page that you can print out. And many thanks to Ms. Linda Bueno for making this also in Spanish. And I'm going to be posting that out for anybody on your team that speaks Spanish. We've got some really good stuff in the works. We're going to have the videos translated into Spanish. We got some good stuff going on for our Spanish market as well. We're going to take that over in all parts of the world. So hold on to your seats. Y'all get out there, take action, show how this thing works. And let's start with you guys making it to Jade, and let's make that happen for the Jade Factory. All right, I'm going to unmute the line so y'all can say goodnight to each other. I appreciate you being on, and thank you for everybody that participated. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Night. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you.
Good night, Casey.
Good night.
Really?